We have now proven that the Philippines is the ancient land of creation, Havilah, as well as Ophir, but there's so much more to cover and test. For instance, the Bible lays out many resources which Solomon's navy returned with from Ophir, Tarshish, and Sheba. We'll prove that one soon too. Now, it's time to test these resources. Some immediately see this and say, oh, the Philippines didn't have that one, or whatever. However, we will prove it is the only land on earth that actually has all of these resources natively. Let's do this. Welcome to 100 Clues. The Philippines is the ancient land of gold known as Ophir in the Bible and history. No, it's no fable, and this has already been proven in full in the God Culture Solomon's Gold series. At the request of many viewers, we have pulled out just 100 compelling clues, really proofs or evidences from this research in which we will highlight briefs of the most compelling points. And yes, there are over 100. These videos are for those who have not had time to watch Solomon's Gold series, and easy to share for friends and family, especially skeptics, whom we welcome. This brief video cannot replace that 50-video series, nor prove the intense way that it does, but this will be very effective nonetheless. So go there for full evidence. But now, part 17 of our series, 100 Clues, the Philippines is Ophir, one clue at a time. For the king's ships, Solomon's went to Tarshish with the servants of Hiram, same guy. Remember, Hebrew doesn't actually have vowels or vowel points in ancient times, so UI, same thing, it's HRM, really. Every 3 years, once came the ships of Tarshish, bringing gold and silvery, ivory, apes, and peacocks. Yes, now we have a resource list we can test. Now, 1 Kings tells us the ships of Tarshish go where? To Ophir for gold. They also go to Tarshish for silver. We'll deal with that more later. Chronicles says Tarshish is a place twice. Chronicles confirms these ships not only go to a place called Ophir, but to a place called Tarshish, as they are the same place in the same region as drawn out even by the Greeks we showed you on the map and in history. So the above passage is defining Solomon's trip by Ophir's resources. This is brilliance. Brilliance, absolute brilliance. The Bible is amazing, and no one can change it. They can try, but they cannot because of things like this. This will lead to one land. You watch. Not just this passage, but all of them when you put them together. All of the resources, they only exist in one place on earth that would truly qualify. Period. So, the above passage is defining Solomon's trip by Ophir's resources. We can test these and determine the location that way, as well as many others. In this series, we will not limit this to one angle. By the way, we will test from every angle we can imagine. This is why this has not been proven wrong. See, it's not a claim. We're not making claims. This is documented research which leads to a conclusion as proven. That has not been debunked in over 2 years, nor will it, because this is too solid and too strong. The Philippines is Ophir. So we have gold and silver to start, which we'll test together in this video, and when we get to Tarshish, the land of silver, we'll actually pull out silver separately and test it in full. In the Philippines, these resources are found together oftentimes. That one is a no-brainer, but we will review and add some more proof on top. But does the Philippines have elephants? Well, it says ivory, which has many sources, but are there elephants in the Philippines? In ancient times, keyword. We'll test this next. Apes. Really? The Philippines has apes? I mean, come on. Don't we know better? There's no big hairy apes in the Philippines. Well, the ones in the Bible, we will prove they do. And very specifically with actual archeology. Yeah, and that will blow your mind. Wait for that. And then we'll test peacocks in the video after that. Does the Philippines have them? We'll follow with that. But now, let's test gold, partly as a review, and we'll add. Again, the Philippines today is the second largest untapped gold deposits on all of Earth remaining in the ground. After 3,000 years of mining, South Africa, who is first, did not even have a gold rush until 1884, so a little over 100 years compared to 3,000. So no, they don't qualify as Ophir, as they weren't mining gold in 1000 BC, regardless of how much gold they have. But in history, the Philippines leads. In fact, the Philippines is in the top 5 of all nations on Earth in mineral richness, period, across the board. And have you ever considered the size of the Philippines compared to some of these mammoth countries? Are you kidding? It is amazing. Let's look at that real quick. Now, this is what's truly incredible. Think this out. The little old Philippines is about 300,000 square kilometers. It's so funny, someone tried to compare China, who has 9.5 million square kilometers in land, and still does not have the resources of the little old Philippines with 300,000 square meters. What a joke! China is 31 times the size of the Philippines in land, yet the Philippines leads. Ouch. That's laughable. Then even South Africa is 1.2 million square kilometers, or 4 times the size of the Philippines. Yet the Philippines is number 2. So if one was actually to compare the resource per square kilometer, in fact, the Philippines is number 1 by far, crushing these two lands, especially China, which is ridiculously not endowed with resources. Not gold. Yes, they may go and collect it and buy it in all kinds of ways. Certainly they're amassing a wealth of gold. But do they have what the Philippines has in untapped gold reserves? No. And yet they're 31 times larger. There's no contest here. This is monumental when you think about it. And we showed you an actual map supported by history that goes all the way back to about 800 BC from the Greeks. Now the map is from 43 AD, but is a map of that ancient route. They map this, and other accounts affirm the land of gold, or Christ, which is Ophir, we showed you, which is found in, according to this map, pretty much where Luzon, Philippines basically is. And the Isle of Silver, Argyle, just to the south of it, or Tarshish, is Mindanao, Philippines. Really can't be doubted, frankly. So let's see what we have here. In 1000 BC, gold mines existed in the Philippines. That's Solomon's era, the era of the temple. Now we see tons of support for this, but this is absolutely based on a Wikipedia reference. And we set out to test that, and we find that the Greek Christ, the Isles of Gold, to the Greeks, from 800 to 100 BC, were routes picked up from the Phoenicians, which the Greeks inherited, their culture, their language, all of those infusions you'll see in the Greek culture. So that's 800 to 100, pretty much confirming the 1000 BC, which, all in all, proving that the Philippines is the ancient land of Avila, actually proves it goes much further than that. But let's stick with our timeline. So in 200 BC, Professor Adrian Horridge documents that the Philippines was exporting gold to Sri Lanka, and India, of course. So, 0 AD, we have Egyptian find, archaeology, when Philippine gold has been found there. 200 AD, Philippines traded gold in China. 300 AD, traded in China. The Chinese called it the Isles of Gold. 671 AD, the Chinese pilgrim. Now, before we had the wrong date on this, and we've been able to verify this and really pin this down. 671 AD is the date. And then you also have 982 AD, still Philippines calling this the land of gold. It is a continual pattern. This is not a mystery here, and you just don't see this of other lands. Then when the Muslims came, what did they call this land? The land of gold in 1200 AD. Now, that's just after South Africa, and in fact, especially the Muslims are the ones to record that South Africa had some gold panning in rivers around 1100 AD. That's according to the South African universities and their sources and histories there. Then you have 1884, South Africa has its gold rush. So it's not even in the running here, let's be clear. Then we have 1521 AD, Magellan shows up. You have Pigafetta recording so much about all of the gold mines all over the place in the Philippines. I mean, it's recorded all over. And if he didn't go there, he heard there was gold there in some cases. But even bigger when the Spanish returned. We see tons of records. Oh, there are gold mines there. There are gold mines there. You keep seeing that over and over and over. So there's no doubt that the Philippines has been loaded with gold all along. Now, today, it's number 2 in untapped gold reserves. Therefore, in all of history, it's number 1, because South Africa's already discounted. And there is no other land on earth that can compare to the output of gold in this entire narrative that all ties together. There's some out there that will say, oh, this is confirmation biased. No, this is history, and it vets out really well. Now, initially, we admit, we pulled some of our resources 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago even, when we started this journey. Some were pulled from other websites and blogs, and we're quoting sources, and we quoted them quoting the sources. Certainly that happened. Most YouTube channels do that, and we're not actually embarrassed by that. We're fine that we got that start. But as we've graduated to the next level, right now graduated to the level of publishing a book soon, let's hope, and in doing so, we have been nailing our resources down, our sources especially, to the nth degree. And we're finding that everything in that research generally was just fine, has been all along, and the conclusions are incredibly solid. No one can challenge it successfully. There's bloggers out there that will try, but they will not do so successfully. So, the Philippines is number 1 in gold in all of history. Also, Upaz, or the gold of Ophir, according to most Bible dictionaries, is the gold of the Pison River, also fully equating that land of Ophir as the land of Adam and Eve, Havilah, the land of creation. The other biblical gold, Parvaim, also according to Bible dictionaries, even equates to Ophir and identifies it in the Orient and as the same land as the Garden of Eden. Now that's just a review of what we've already covered largely with a little interjection, but the Philippines is number 1 in gold in all of history, period. So, gold and silver native to the Philippines. Check. Since creation, in fact. And the mic drops. Next, we test each of these resources and wait till you see how undeniable this becomes. As we keep saying, there is no debating the Philippines is the land of gold in all of history. It is time this knowledge be restored. For those about to comment in ignorance, yep, we always get them every single video. We dare you to watch Solomon's Gold series by The God Culture, the original channel, to prove the Philippines is in fact Ophir and the Garden of Eden. Even here, we are breaking these into sound bites and clear points, but watch how all 100 clues tie together in history, the Bible, science, geography, language, etc. And this series will blow you away. Thank you for watching 100 Clues. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the bell and like us on our new Facebook, The God Culture-Original. If you wish to skip ahead, go to the God Culture YouTube channel and watch their Solomon's Gold series in English or Tagalog. There will be a link on the next screen. We can know this truth and be confident this belongs to the Philippines, and no one can dispute that. Until next time.